Love you, Swami.
Sairam children, hope you are well. Today let's talk about what do flowers do. Flowers, the minute I say the word, we think of beautiful colorful blossoms in different forms. They lend beauty to a place and make us feel positive and cheerful, don't they? Most flowers bloom every spring and make us feel fresh and happy as we shake off the coldness and inertia that crept in with winter. Some flowers bloom in other seasons too. We use flowers for so many things. They can be used in perfumes and are even eaten or mixed into food items. Do you recognize these flowers? Cauliflower, broccoli, banana flower, rose are some of the edible flowers. Flowers are used for decorating as well. Intricate flower arrangements can be seen in hotels, places of work, and some homes. Even a tiny little flower pot on a windowsill or coffee table can brighten up the room. Festivals cannot be imagined without flowers. Huge round rangoli patterns made completely with flowers are synonymous with Onam, the Hindu harvest festival in the state of Kerala in India. On New Year's Day, Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, and on many other holidays, we send flowers to family or friends as an expression of love. Flowers are also used in birthdays and all the way up until memorial services. Flowers are also offered to guests as a welcome gift. Prayers and worship seem incomplete without flowers. In almost all religions, different varieties of flowers are used for worship. However, merely offering flowers without a pure heart has very little value. Sri Sathya Sai Baba says, "You may bring any number and any variety of flowers. Neither will I accept, nor am I pleased. But I will happily accept the pure flower of your heart and grant you peace and love." But what do flowers do? Every plant wants to make sure that new plants grow around them even after they die. This can happen only when the plant is able to make seeds that hold the secret of life. The seeds that can grow into twisting grapevines or giant coconut tree. How does the plant make seeds? The story begins with the flowers. Have you been to a market where the sellers call out to the customers? They make sure their produce looks fresh and enticing. The flowers too have a special way of calling out to their friends, the bees and birds. "Look here," they say, "we have some nectar for you." Their voices are silent. They call out using their beautiful colors, interesting and large petals that provide a landing pad and mesmerizing fragrances. The bees and birds, thirsty for sweet nectar, like the devotees attracted to the Lord, come to the flowers seeking the nectar. In return, the flowers ask them of one service. "Here is a dusting of pollen. Take it to my other flower friends so that they may begin making fruits with seeds." The bees, birds, wind, water, and even animals help in this process of taking the pollen from one flower and passing it on to another. This process is called pollination. What about the journey of the pollen grains? Let us look at the parts of the flower to understand this. The petals are called corolla. They are colorful and come in different shapes and sizes. The number of petals on each species of flower also varies. The corolla is held together by the calyx or sepals, which are connected to the main stem of the plant by the pedicel. The flowers have stamen, which have a long filament to support the anther. The pollen grains are formed by the anther. The bees carry the pollen grains to flowers that have a pistil. The sticky part on top of the pistil, called the stigma, catches the pollen grains when the bees sit on them to drink nectar. The pollen moves down the tube, called style, to the ovary and fertilizes the ovules inside. Due to this fertilization, the ovary begins to swell up. Did you know that the tiny ovary turns into the fruits we eat? Inside fruits, we find seeds. The journey of the plant's life begins again. Isn't this amazing? Can you imagine a world without flowers and fruits? how sad and dull it would be. We must also be grateful to the bees and birds for doing the task of pollination. Sadly, scientists tell us that bees are dying from a variety of factors: pesticides, drought, habitat destruction, nutrition deficit, air pollution, global warming, and so much more. It is important that we take action as humanity to save the bees that perform about 80% of all pollination worldwide. Meanwhile, remember to stop in a garden and smell the roses. Enjoy the beauty of the Creator and be grateful to the silent voice of the flowers that bring us so much joy. In fact, their silent song to the bees reminds me of the way we must call out to God through Namasmarana. Namasmarana means recitation of the Lord's name. By just remembering and singing the name of God, we can get His divine grace. Shall we try out an activity with flowers in your garden? Check with your parents if you're allergic to pollen before trying this out. Materials required: a perfect flower that has both stamen and pistil, like hibiscus, lilies, daffodils, tulips, etc. Magnifying glass, tweezers, paper, transparent tape, pencil, and pen. Gently handle the flower and use the tweezers or your fingers to remove the petals. Stick them in a round semicircular pattern on your page. Use this tape to hold the entire corolla in place and label it. Gently use the tweezers to pull out the stamen and cut it into anther and filament. You might even find some pollen grains. Use the tape to stick the different parts on your page. Do the same for the pistil and mark the stigma, style, and ovary. You can mark the other parts like calyx, sepals, and pedicel too. There you go, your first record of a dissected flower. Save it or even frame it in your room. Saira.